Isa sa mga nagiging malaking hamon sa ating administrasyon, ang terrorist bombings. Balikan natin ang ilan sa mga ito na naganap sa ating bansa.
In the past years, extremist attacks have been experienced in Southeast Asia. Even before the Marawi siege occurred, extremist attacks have happened during the start of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte's term in September 3, 2016. A bombing in Davao City Market killed 14 people, while 7 were injured. According to Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana, the Islamist militant group Abu Sayyaf was behind the bombing. On Christmas Eve of 2016, a grenade exploded outside the shrine of Santo Niño Church in Midsayap, Mindanao, where 16 people got injured. In January 3, 2017, a prison break in North Cotabato District Jail near Kidapawan City transpired, where 150 inmates escaped. A 2-hour shootout ensued between jail guards and escapees, where 1 guard and 6 escapees have been killed. The escapees were suspected to be linked with Islamic separatist group MILF in order for the Islamic rebels to be freed. In January 29, 2017, a bomb in Al-Barca, Basilan blasted, where 3 got injured and left 2 children dead. It is reported that the Abu Sayyaf was responsible for the bombing in their struggle to have an independent Islamic province in the Philippines. Extremists have been responsible for the violent bombings, kidnappings, assassinations, and extortion in our country. We have to defend our republic.
Masasabi nating laganap hindi lamang dito sa Pilipinas ang pagkakaroon ng terrorist attacks. Panoorin po natin ang VTR na ito.
In Islamic law, one way of execution is through beheading. This has been stopped in other countries at the end of the 20th century. But Saudi Arabia continues to do it until now. In 2002, videos, news, and photographs have been circulated from the Middle East by jihadist organizations who are the Islamic State of Iraq and Levant, or ISIL. This propaganda is also being used by Tawhid and jihad groups to terrorize people. The group Islamic State in Iraq and Syria, or ISIS, a branch of Al-Qaeda, which is a Muslim organization, is currently demonstrating horrific murders through beheading, burning people alive, and strangling their victims. They are spreading terrorism in many countries, including the Philippines. The bandit group Abu Sayyaf also used those types of killings. It was reported that a Filipino named Noel Besconde was abducted and beheaded on December 2016 in Celebes Sea, near the boundaries of the Philippines, Malaysia, and Indonesia. Robert Hall, a Canadian, was also beheaded in the Philippines by the Abu Sayyaf after declining to pay the ransom. In modern times, beheading and other cruel methods of killing is just horrifying. There is no place on earth for any type of extremism. The purpose of ISIS to promote their faith through violence should not succeed and spread throughout the Philippines. There is always a conflict when it comes to religion and politics. Terrorism and violence is not the solution. That is why the Duterte administration promotes peace negotiations to avoid bloodshed and death. The terror brought by ISIS should not reach our country. President Rodrigo Duterte is doing everything to prevent this. We have to defend our republic.
Sa puntong pong ito ay makakasama natin through Skype ang isang international expert on security affairs at alamin natin kung ano nga ba ang extremism at terrorism, anong pagkakaiba nito. Welcome to our show, Dr. Rohan Gunaratna from Singapore. Good day to you, sir.
Thank you for asking me to join.
Yes, we'd like to know, sir, can you please define for us what is extremism and how is it related to terrorism?
We have a mainstream, and the opposite of a mainstream is extreme. So ideological extremism, when it heightens, someone wants to act, and if they attack civilians, certainly it becomes terrorism. What is important is to integrate those extremists back to the social, political, and economic mainstream. The Islamic State Lanao, led by the Mautes, they are not an extremist group, they are a terrorist group because they have beheaded the sawmill workers, they have killed civilians, they have burnt churches. So they have demonstrated that they have gone beyond the face of extremism into violence, the practice of violence. And it is now a terrorist organization, and the state will have to deal with them in order to contain, isolate, and eliminate the threat so that they do not pose a future security threat to the Philippines.
Why are local terrorist groups trying to get the attention of ISIS? And what will they gain?
Because previously the groups in southern Philippines were deeply influenced by Jama Islamia and Al-Qaeda. But they could not achieve their objective. They were not strong enough. So in the Philippines we have three phases. The first phase are the local groups. Then the groups themselves got influenced by JI and Al-Qaeda. And now we are seeing the emergence of a IS-centric threat landscape. But unfortunately, the previous government did not acknowledge that IS ideology was developing a foothold in the Philippines. And even the Philippine government officials followed the politicians' sayings that there was no IS. But President Duterte, he has openly said IS is operating, and I think that identifying the problem is 50% of the solution. But now the Philippine military and the Philippine police, they are both very capable.
All right, Dr. Rohan Gunaratna, thank you so much for your time. Magpapatuloy pa po ang aming diskusyon patungkol sa umiiral na martial law sa Mindanao sa pagbabalik ng PTV Special Forum.
Bunsod ng sunod-sunod na pag-atake at karahasan na nararanasan ng ating mga kababayan sa Mindanao sa kamay ng mga local terrorist at extremist, nagdeklara si Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte ng martial law sa buong Mindanao. Kabilang ang Basilan, Sulu at Tawi-Tawi noong May 23 habang siya ay nasa Russia para sa isang opisyal na pagbisita doon. Agad din niyang pinutol ang kanyang biyahe sa Russia upang alamin ang sitwasyon sa Mindanao.
That as of 10 p.m. Manila time, he has already declared martial law for the entire island of Mindanao.
Matapos magdeklara ng martial law, kinakailangan sa loob ng 48 oras ay magsumite ang Pangulo ng ulat sa Kongreso, personal man o nakasulat. Nakasaad sa ating saligang batas na epektibo ang martial law o ang suspensyon ng writ of habeas corpus sa loob ng 60 araw lamang. Nasa Kongreso na ang desisyon kung ito ay palalawigin pa. Maaaring ipawalang bisa ng Kongreso o bawiin ang batas militar sa pamamagitan ng boto ng mayorya ng mga miyembro. Pwede ring questionin ng Korte Suprema ang deklarasyon ng martial law at dapat itong desisyonan ng mataas na hukuman sa loob lamang ng 30 araw. Ang pagdedeklara ni Pangulong Duterte ng martial law sa Mindanao ay upang protektahan ang mga residente roon na walang awang pinapaslang ng mga local terrorist. Ang proklamasyon ng batas militar sa Mindanao ay upang maibsan din ang pangamba ng mga Pilipino na ang gulo sa Mindanao ay lumaganap na sa buong bansa.